Teacher Patsy, Teacher Patsy, Teacher Patsy, Teacher Patsy.
Hi guys, Teacher Patsy back here to talk to you today about props. Now, number one and number two most important things when teaching English as a second language online, your student and the curriculum. You need to know who your student is and you need to be able to adjust to that student's way of learning. Secondly, you need to know the curriculum, what you're going to be teaching. So make sure you're studying your PowerPoints, your lesson objectives, and everything ahead of time. However, during the course of that, we need to keep these kids entertained. When you have limited language ability, visuals like your hands, your facial expressions, and your props are going to be what helps you take that child and associate it with H is for house, and you show them a picture of a house and they really can start to correlate the two. So today I'm going to show you some of the things that I use for props. Now, I don't know about you, but my budget just doesn't, allow me to go out and buy fancy props. So I'm going to give you a brief overview of my office, basically the little section of the room that I use to teach, what it looks like, and some of the props I use. Now, I will tell you this, 95% of what I got comes from my local dollar store. You can find great things at the dollar store to use, and I also look for things when I go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby or wherever it may be. I look for things that are on sale. So I'll show you some of the finds that I got while out looking for props and how I use them in the classroom. So stay tuned. This is just a little space that I've carved out in my guest bedroom, and it's my little section that I use to teach English as a second language online. Everybody's going to have a little area that they can carve out, kind of like what I did here, but get creative. If all you have is space in your dining room, put up a sheet or some sort of drape behind you and just tack some stuff onto that. Make it just look decorative, and you can work from your dining room table. I've seen people carve out spaces in their closets. Literally put a sheet behind them on the wall, tack up some little things on the sheet, and away they went. Get creative. You can teach English as a second language from anywhere you go. It's no different than if you're on vacation and you wanted to still teach. You'd basically improvise at your hotel room, wherever it was you're staying. So do the same in your house. Okay, so whiteboards are going to be your best friend. You can use them in your classroom, whether it's displaying pictures and getting the child to associate with the picture. You can use the magnetic letters on here when you're trying to teach language and putting words together. You can also use it for modeling. When you want the child to do what you're doing but they're not quite grasping it, put it on the whiteboard. I want them to basically write the letter P. So I've outlined P here, and I'll take basically my marker and I'll just go in and I'll write the letter, maybe as I'm saying the sound, P, draw P. And I'll do this all the way around and then get them to do the same thing. Great resource to use. I also use whiteboards when I'm doing their rewards. So I have separate whiteboards, like here's my little happy face, and excuse the teeth, but they earn teeth every time they do a good job. So I drew my picture on the magnetic whiteboard, and I've got, this is nothing, you guys, basically, but some construction paper, and I literally bought a roll of magnets and cut out little pieces. And then that way I can easily just stick the teeth onto the board. Simple and easy. I actually bought these boards here, these little tiny ones, at Walmart for $1.97 a piece. So great buy. Boards are just going to come in so handy. So I make a lot of the rewards and things myself, or props myself, because really it gets real expensive when you're trying to buy these things yourself. So I went to Michael's and I had a 50% off coupon. So this was a $6 roll of magnets, and you can see they're kind of peel and stick. And I cut off what I need, but I had a 50% off coupon, so I got this roll here for about $3 and something. And I tell you, I haven't even made a dent in this roll yet. Okay, so the key to props without spending a lot of money is just finding the bargains. You can use visual aids that don't cost a fortune. So the letter B. I found this bird. This bird was on clearance for like 50 cents, and I can't even remember what store I was at, but it was like 50 cents. And I just stuck it to a popsicle stick. And you can buy bags of these popsicle sticks. So when I have the letter B and I'm trying to say bird, I'm giving them the visual so that they can correlate B to bird. But I mean, it took me next to nothing for this one little visual aid. I'm also telling them, good job. Woo, look at there. Good job. Just something to say, hey, you did great. If a child gets distracted, I use different props to kind of get their attention and reel them back in. So one of the things that I found, excuse me, is this little Finding Nemo. It was on clearance, 80% off at my local Michael's craft store. So I got the whole entire kit for like $1 something. And I put it together, and when I'm trying to do it, I'm like, Dory. Reels them in every time. See, on my desk, I have little props available and ready. I've got my monkey and my fish and my bird. I've got my notepad here to take notes. It's great to kind of not do it so blatantly, but to jot down some little notes, either during class or right after. Boards here and my markers, so everything is readily available right here on my desk. In addition, you can see over here, I keep a basket full of stuff, little props. I've got magnetic letters, different alphabet items here just to keep it going. It doesn't take a whole lot. I mean, look, I found these great little feeling cards at the store for like $3, and it helps them explain their feelings. I'm sad, I'm angry. You just got to get creative. One of my rewards, I have a little jar here, and then I show them inside coins. Woo! And every time they do good, they get to put them in the jar. So far, really doing props is just, you're limited by your imagination. So I'm going to show you now, forgive me, I did go on a prop buying binge here lately. I went to my local dollar store and got a few things. So they're laid out on the bed, but I'm going to kind of show you some things that I found. Okay, so I'm the queen of making your own props without having to spend a fortune. Now, I went to my local Walmart and I got these swatches of clothing or cloth material. And, Batman. Now, these little packets of cloth, they're about $1.47 a piece. And I can use them in different ways to reward my students when they do a good job. Every kid loves Ninja Turtles. So you can see that the Ninja Turtles, they're little squares. Okay, so I'm going to take these Ninja Turtles and I'm going to cut them into squares. I'm going to laminate them and I'm going to attach a magnet to the back. I bought some self-laminating paper because I don't own a laminator myself. And that's probably the most expensive part, is my laminating paper, because I think it's about $12 a pack for like 10 sheets. But you can get a lot of it out of it if you use it properly. So you can see I could get a bunch of these Ninja Turtle squares out of here. I'll put a magnet on it, and guess what? My kids will win Ninja Turtle rewards. I might even add some pizza in there, and say, hey, how many turtles can you get? And if you get so many, hey, they get the pizza. So that's one idea. Some of my students love Batman, so I got this little Batman cloth here, and what I'm going to do is cut out these little Batman circles, and I'm going to make a little paper that I'm going to magnetize and put on my little magnetized whiteboard.
And can you believe it? I told him to be quiet, now he's out there mowing the yard. Right by my window. Gotta love guys.
Anyway, I'm going to take these and cut them out, and basically, can they become the superhero? The better they do, the more Batman beams will get flashed up in the sky. It's going to be on my whiteboard, and so they're helping save the community. Star Wars. My students love Star Wars, so I found the Star Wars cloth. I'll cut out the little ships. How many ships can they get, into the system? So that's just a couple of things. Easy way. $1.47 for the cloth. Get you the self-laminating paper, and then buy you one of those magnet rolls that I showed you previously, and bam! Do you know how many props I can get and rewards I can get out of this alone? I mean, it's amazing, and it costs me next to nothing. Learning the alphabet and things like that, we use a lot of animals and things of that nature. So I found these great National Geographic flashcard sets at my local Dollar Tree. So they were literally $1 a pack. And you can see, I mean, they come in so handy. This one here has the animal, so it's got, you know, the dolphin, the flamingos, you know, you can use those. This one has, you know, your wildlife, so your animals, your leopards, your hippopotamuses, so you can use those for word association. And then this one too, and it's actually got the letter on it. You know, Z is for zebra. So $1 a pack. I mean, and I bought 3 of them, so $3. Didn't cost a lot, and I get a whole pack of flashcards. If you're like most people, I was out looking for pictures of animals and things like that that I could associate with, but they're so expensive. And I don't have a printer here at the house, and even if I did, color ink gets really expensive. So I was like, what can I do to still give the kids a visual, make it colorful, because, you know, black and white sometimes just doesn't pop, but you can use black and white in a lot of areas too. So once again, I went to my local Dollar Tree. Now at my local Dollar Tree, I found these great little puzzles for $1 a box. So here's a butterfly, I bought a giraffe one, and then I bought an elephant one. And what I'll do is I'll take these and just attach it to some poster board, and they even sold the thick poster board at the Dollar Tree. So for $4, I can put these puzzles together, glue them down on the poster board, and I've got a permanent picture that is colorful that the kids can associate. E for elephant. See, already I'm on a roll when it comes to the dollar store, because hey, everything is $1. So hopefully your community has a local dollar store or something similar. In the dollar store, in the baby section, I found these little bath toys, but I'm going to use them as props. I mean, these are little ducks, and then these are like little frogs. So I can use these, and they were $1 a piece at my local dollar store. But it's great emphasis, F for frog, you know, D for duck. So I can use these to basically word associate with my kids. And again, what's my theme? It's cheap. I'm always trying to come up with creative ways to reward my students and still make it fun. So once again, at my local dollar store, I have these little stickers that they came up with, like here's a circus theme, here's a bug theme, here's another little bug and frog theme. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these out, like say the circus theme. I'm going to take these little characters out. I'm going to put them in laminating paper, and I'm going to put a magnet on the back. And then I'm just going to create a little scene on my whiteboard. Might be a little circus scene. And I'm going to, you know, how many times can you build the circus? You know, and every time they do something good, maybe I'll put a new character on the board. So at the end, can they build the whole circus? It'll keep them going, keep them wanting to strive to do better so they can get more characters on the board. And again, these are only $1 a pack at the local dollar store, so next to nothing. Okay, so I found a really good deal at my local dollar store today. $1, of course. But I found this little magnetized thing. It's really made for a locker, but I'm going to put it on my magnetized whiteboard. And I'm going to put hello, and then I'm going to put the student's name here since I knew the student's name ahead of time. And when I ask them what their name is and they say, hi, my name is Alice, I'm going to put this up and say, hello, Alice. And they see their name on the board and they get so excited to see their own name on something. Shows the teacher really cares. And it was only $1. Okay, so I've been talking about laminating my stuff. I don't have a laminating machine, so I can't do that. And I've looked at laminating at places like Office Depot and other things like that, and it's so expensive. So while this is still an expensive alternative, I get a lot out of it. So this is the laminating, self-laminating paper that I buy. And you can see it's about 10 sheets. It's about $12 a pack. But when I'm making the small little magnets to use for props, I get a lot of use out of these 11 sheets, so it really is worth it in the long run. This is probably the most expensive thing that I buy when it comes to making props, but it's well worth it in the end. It really is budget friendly in the long haul because you get to make a lot more things than what you could probably afford to go out and buy directly. So check out the self-laminating paper at your local Walmart, Office Depot, or wherever. Walmart right now gave me the best price, so that's where I got this. Okay, so you can see I'm into making a lot of my stuff. I found these stickers for 69 cents a piece on clearance at my local Office Depot when I just happened to be going there to get some pens. So these have ice cream on them, and these have food. So what I'll do is I'll build a plate. I'll make a plate out of construction paper, magnetize it, put it on my whiteboard, and then can they build as much food as they want on the plate? Every time they do something good, they'll get a new food product. They'll get a hamburger. Oh my gosh, you just got fries or whatever. Same thing with ice cream. Can they get a lot of ice cream? I've also got donuts as well. So I just cut them out. I'll put them in the laminate paper that I showed you, attach one of those magnets to the back from the roll that I showed you earlier, and boom. This here comes with 3 sheets, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to a sheet, 3 sheets a piece. So that's 9 ice cream for 69 cents. That's pretty good. Same thing here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 on here, so that's 24 food items. 69 cents. You see where I'm going with this? Doesn't cost a whole lot to really have props. You can make them. You can get creative. You're basically limited by your imagination. It doesn't have to drain your pocketbook. The alphabet, want to do word association, etc. I found this great little kit. You can see here. I got this for about $4 at my local Walmart, and it has every letter of the alphabet. So you can see I can be like O for owl or P for pig. Just an extra enhancement, and all I gotta do is just take it and I can show it up to the camera and be like, hey, you know, W for wolf or whatever. So this was about $3 or $4 at my local Walmart. Also, distractions can kind of be a way of life when you're doing the online learning environment. So sometimes as teachers, we need to have a secret weapon to kind of draw that kid back in. So I've got my secret weapon. At my local CVS, they had a clearance rack, and I just happen to, I always check out the clearance rack, sorry, bad habit. And I found this little minion, designer minion set. This little minion set was on clearance, and I got it for $4. And it comes with the little markers, so I'm gonna paint it, color it up, and use it as a distraction tool to bring my kids back in. You know, look, minion, and kids love minions, so it's like, minion, brings them back into the lesson. The minion goes to the side, and guess what? We're right back where we need to be, studying our lesson. Find a little inflatable mic or something like that. That's great. I actually have a real microphone, so I use this, especially say like if we're doing a hello song or a goodbye song. You know, I'll sit here and I'll be like, hello, how are you? And then I just point it over to them, and they're like, oh, I get to sing. And so they start singing back, you know, and then I'll be going, I'm fine, fine, fine. And then they're going, I'm fine, fine, fine. And they love it. They're like, ooh, I'm a rock star. And my little microphone comes in handy. I've seen inflatable microphones at the store, so if you don't have a real one on hand, there are inflatable ones that you can get. Or hey, make you one out of some construction paper or cardboard. Boom, still does the job. Distraction for kids and a way to get them to learn is with hand puppets. Now, hand puppets can cost a little bit of money, so I made most of mine. I do have one that I bought, but I'm going to show you the ones that I made and the one that I bought. The hand puppet that I bought off Amazon, so you can see. I paid about $19 for that one. That was my one splurge. But other than that, I made my own hand puppets. So you can see here, I just took a sock and I did the face. And she's got a little dress. Here's another one that I made. She has hair, so there's a sock. Kids get a kick out of her teeth and her hair. And this is my, I don't know, dragon with this little tie. Hand puppets. I made them with some old socks that I had and just some craft supplies that I had around the house. But you can see, I mean, resources, and kids get a kick out of them. Dollar store and get yourself a set of these magnetized letters. These are great. The only thing is if you can see here on the back, they have this little magnet, and it didn't really want to stick to my board too much, so I actually took the roller magnet that I had and put a bigger piece on there, and now they you know, now they stay. So invest in these little magnets. These are great resources to use. In addition, your local dollar store has these little blocks that you can use, and you can kind of just put them up to the screen. You know, B, and then you can show them big B and little b is on there. So that's an option as well. These great letters at my local dollar store. Now this was actually like a banner that they had just hanging, and it came in like several parts. So I took it and I made my own flashcards. I just cut the little letters off, and now made my own flashcard, y'all. Ingenious, I know. And it only cost me $1 for a whole set of flashcards. Made them myself. I hope you got a good look into props, different things that you can do, and it doesn't have to cost a fortune. That's the most important thing. You're here because you want to teach, and you're here also because you want to make money. You don't want to take your whole thing and spend a fortune on props. The things that are on my wall mainly came from the dollar store. The map was like $7. I did spend $7 on that. I got it from Amazon. I have Amazon Prime, so I got shipping for free. So this whole map system cost me like $7, and I wanted to show, you know, the kids the map. And then I've even, because I'm teaching kids in China, I have the Chinese flag over here where their country is. So you're only limited by your imagination, but don't think that you have to go out and spend a ton of props. I mean, can't even talk. A ton of money on props, okay? The main thing is making sure you can adjust to your students' way of learning, making sure you know the curriculum, and use your props as an additional learning tool. But don't spend hundreds of dollars on props. There's no need. And save those receipts, because at the end of the year, guess what? You can claim all of this as a tax write-off. That's right. Okay guys, so that's it for today. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you can take some of these tips and tricks when it comes to props and rewards and use them. If you have an idea that you want to share, put it in the comments below so we can all learn from it. And hey, as I get more stuff and learn more tips and tricks and come up with things, I'll be sure to share them with you. Have a good day, guys.